Hi, I wanted to talk a little bit about special sounds and how we can do special sounds at home. So here's a book. It's called Handbook for Reading. I love this book. We have used this in our entire time of homeschooling. It's done by Abeka, and it's just a book of all the special sounds. You can buy their flashcards. You can even buy big giant flashcards that are about this big. But I just use this and I make my own flashcards because one of the things that we do is we draw our own pictures. They're not the greatest pictures, but we draw our own pictures. So, for example, how I would have my daughter read this is we get to this page and it says CK. So I make her say the letters, the sound, and then the word. CK says K in duck. E says E in me. O says O in go. Y says I in fly. AY says A in pray. And you just have them go down the list and, pick a special sound for the day, depending on, again, the curriculum that you're using. So what I would do is, in other past posts, I've talked about dictating to your child. So once they read, you dedicate some time to that special sound, you look at your sight words, you read, and then you do dictation. And in dictation, what you would do is you would have them write 2 or 3 to 4 words, depending on your kid, of the special sounds that they did. So maybe say our word today, our special sound is K as in duck. So maybe they read tuck, peck, rick, and neck. Pick 2 of those words for them to write down. My suggestion is something like on duck, there's a rule. There's a rule. CK says K at the end of a short vowel word. It usually only comes at the end of a short vowel word in general for the rule. Write your rule on the back of your flashcard so that you can repeat that to your child so they can listen and hear it, and maybe you even have them repeat it back to you. So we have SH says sh as in ship. ST says t as in stop. BL says bull as in block. CH says ch as in chocolate. And TH says th as in thermometer. So again, you just create flashcards and create pictures. Maybe they want to draw the pictures. But choose a picture that they're going to relate to. As you can see, I have my little duck, and it's very little, and he's got, it looks like he has one bad, what is that? Webbed feet. One bad webbed foot. So another thing is when you do flashcards, make sure that you're using everything in lowercase letters, because everything that we write, and read is lowercase. Unless it follows the rule, the first word in the sentence is capitalized and all proper nouns are capitalized. Other than that, we are dealing with lowercase letters. Teach your children the lowercase letters first, then introduce uppercase letters. Have them learn to write and read in lowercase letters. Dyslexic children, it's probably best that they learn to do cursive. Make them learn cursive, because if they can learn to write in cursive and read cursive, they can read anything. I really suggest that. So again, lowercase letters all the time. So you go through your words, you do your controlled reading, you do your flashcards for your sight words, and then now it's time for dictation. And say they're really struggling with some special sounds. So say they're really struggling with sh, right? Let's pick a different sound. Say they're struggling with ch, right? And so you're now dictating it, and you say, okay, I want you to spell chip. And they're just really, they can't remember, and they go to write it wrong, put that flashcard somewhere in front of them. Just let it sit in front of them, and they'll kind of look up and they'll see it and they'll go, oh, and they'll write it down, and they'll spell the word correctly, especially when it's just being introduced to them. And I did this with a student, and I asked her, do you feel like you're cheating because I put this in front of you? And she says, yes, I'm sorry. I said, no, I put that in front of you on purpose because I want you to be confident in what you're doing. And it made her really happy to spell the words correctly. So what I then did after we're done dictating and she's written her words, I went and asked her, I said, well, do you think you spelled everything correctly? And she kind of shrugs her shoulders. I don't know. So I said, let's go over it. And I have my fun colored pen. Everything is colored pens. Everything. No pencils. No pencils, because they sit there spending too much time erasing. Tell them, cross it off. Cross off your words. Try again. But use colored pencils. One of the rewards that we give out is I went to Costco, and they sold, it was something like almost 100 gel pens, because these run out really quickly, for 20 bucks. And every time Star Chart or math is done well, or whatever we have with the reward system, they get to pick a colored pen. So they write it in the colored pen, you get an opposite color, and you say, okay, read the word back to me that you wrote. And they'll say chip, and you're like, yay, you wrote it correctly. And then you give that person a star next to their word. And say you asked her to spell chop, and she spelled chap. And you never asked her to spell chap. You say, okay, you read that word, and she'll say chap, and I say, and then you can ask, well, did I ask you to spell chap, or did I ask you to spell chop? And she'll say, well, you said chop. And so maybe nicely cross off the word and rewrite the word spelled correctly and say, now I just want you to write that word 3 times. But look at all the words you spelled right. Really emphasize what they did right and not what they did wrong, because it's easy to be defeated when you're a dyslexic because your spelling is always wrong. Maybe you wrote something in a sentence and your sentence is not complete, or look, you spelled most of the words incorrectly, or you forgot to put your period, or whatever. They just often feel defeated. So try to focus more on the positive than on the negative. And I realize that there are, people today that believe everybody in society is saying everybody gets a trophy, and that's not good for a kid. When it comes to a dyslexic kid in their reading and their writing or in their math, they need to have those hallelujah moments. Give it to them. Focus on the positive, not on the negative. So again, to recap, everything in lowercase letters. Always give them thumbs up for and point out everything they got right rather than what they got wrong. And a lot of times my daughter will do a reading and she'll have to answer questions, and I say, look at all the ones that you got right. And she goes, well, I missed 5. And I said, well, last time you missed 6. Look at how many more you got right this time. And again, you're emphasizing the positive. So I hope that this helps, and thank you.